Good afternoon. Merry Christmas. Thank you for joining me on December 25th, day number 25 of How to Have a Breakthrough Christmas. I'm going to spend a little time here today, and I hope that you have poured you a cup of coffee or eggnog or something and are able to join us. So if you hear a little distracting noise over here, I wanted to show you something just to share with you an idea that came from it. So about a week ago, my little neighbor boy came up and knocked on my door and said, "Kathy, I know that you really love birds, and there's a bird that's hurt in your front yard." So he showed me where the bird was, and this is him. So he's still going. He's struggling. He's not happy where he's at. Oh, I've got my dog in my lap, and she wants to see what's going on too. This is Kitty. She has just discovered this bird, which of course she won't have access to. But this little bird. So he's been with me. He's been with me almost a week now, and he's eating, he's drinking, but he's not very happy. And he is not in the surroundings that he loves. And I thought, this little bird can relate to a lot of us who are in surroundings that we don't really love. And even though hopefully he's being protected because he can't fly, I've put him out on the carpet and he doesn't fly. His neck is injured. His wing may be broken. I'm not sure. And I'm not sure how long he's going to make it, but I'm going to make sure that whatever remaining days he has are decent. So, but he's clearly not happy in this environment because it's not really where he belongs. It's not where he is comfortable. And I thought, boy, we can relate to that right now, can't we? Of not being in the surroundings that we're happy with. And let me move him and pick up my dog because my dog's about to bark again. So hold on one second. There. Sorry about that. But I thought, I don't know. I love my little bird. I love birds. So I'm hoping that he'll last through winter and somehow he'll heal. But he's not going to heal if he keeps running up against the plastic wall. So I have him outside by the door so he can get some sunlight and feel like he's a little closer to home. But anyway, he's out of his element. Much like many of you are feeling right now out of your element. It's Christmas. It's not how Christmas is supposed to be. It's different. It's odd. It's strange. So, I'm glad to see you today. Merry Christmas, Stephanie. I'm glad that you're joining us. So, absolutely, Merry Christmas. And, my dog's going to bark now that he's discovered the bird which has been put up. So, I'll grab him in a minute. But anyway, Merry Christmas to all of you. And I wanted to chat really just a little bit with you. Hopefully you have your eggnog or coffee or something, and the morning has started out pretty well, maybe even a good morning. For me, I took a zinc for the first time, realizing zinc is supposed to be good for your resistance or your immunity, building up your immune system against COVID. So I took my first pill this morning. Made me sick. So it's been an interesting morning to say the least. But as it goes, and I remember when my kids were little, we all had the flu on one Christmas morning, and I thought, man, that was awful. So Christmas always makes us remember some of the past times, past events, past Christmases, and I hope you can take out the precious moments, the good times, The times when you saw maybe your family members smile, your mom perhaps you don't have with you anymore, your dad, your parents, and you can just look back and find some great memories there somehow, some way. Even now as we go through this Christmas season. So a few things I just want to mention. I love this statement. Let me grab my dog and keep her quiet. Come here. Come here. Be quiet. Oh, that's not going to work. Okay. So this statement says the coming of Advent is possible only to those who are troubled in soul, who know themselves to be poor and imperfect, and who look forward to something greater to come. That statement just speaks to me because we realize things are not perfect. We are not perfect. Our situation's not perfect. Our Christmas is not perfect. And yet the coming of Advent is possible only to those who are troubled in soul. Maybe it does require a sensitivity, a humility, a poverty, if you will, for us to long for that which is sacred and good and of Christmas. So, blessings, best wishes, happy holidays, everyone. Thank you for stating that. So maybe using this poorness of spirit, we can draw closer to the true meaning of Christmas. And I tried to think of what was it that I wanted to share with you this morning. And of course, there's going to be those Christmas beautiful verses such as, but the angel said to them, it was the shepherds, do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all people. And so the angel came, and we talked about angels a little bit yesterday as messengers and announced good news for all people, for us. In this moment, when we're not feeling the fullness, the bounty of Christmas right now, but the angel announced, it's for us, good news for all people. And we could use some good news right now. So I thought about, if I could give you a gift this Christmas, what would that look like and what would that be? So I thought of a few things. First of all, I would give you peace. I would give you the gift of peace. The gift of peace within yourself, within knowing that, again, as we talked about yesterday, that you are enough, you are lovable, you have a life after this trauma. There is a future and a hope for you. And I would give you peace, that you would just be able to take a big sigh and feel content with where life is right now, with this moment, with this Christmas. That is one gift that I would wish to give you. Peace within yourself, peace in relationships. We long for that too, don't we? And if you are trying to figure out your new relationship with your soon-to-be former spouse or your former spouse, I would pray for peace. I would want for you that peace. Now, it's difficult, especially if there are a lot of hurt feelings and betrayal. But eventually, I hope that you can come to a place of peace within yourself and in that relationship. Doesn't mean that you have to accept them or bring them into your life, but when you hear of them or you see them, that within you would be a sense of peace. And that would be one gift that I would love to give to you today if I could. Another gift I'd like to give you the gift of wisdom. The gift of wisdom, of discernment, of understanding what's important in life, so that you would not be distracted and spend much of your time and life and years on that which really is not going to matter at the end. I would give you the gift of wisdom to see what is right, what is truth, what is important, to discern, again, where you spend your life, your time, and your years. None of us have as many years left, perhaps, as what we have spent. I know I don't. There's fewer in my future than there are in my past. But I want those years to count. I want the wisdom. And God says to us, you will want wisdom? Ask for wisdom. Because He is wisdom, and He gives that wisdom to us. So pray and ask for that wisdom so that the remaining years are spent on things that truly matter. That you get past this trauma and this time of pain and hurt, that you get past it quicker because you see, remember the lifeline that we put up a while back, that you see the rest of my story, I've got to get busy and working on and making it meaningful and truth and wise. So I would wish for you, I would give to you, if I could, the gift of peace, the gift of wisdom. And then this one I really love. I would gift you with a gift of wonder. That's probably my favorite day that we've had here in these past 25 days and breakthrough of Christmas is a wonder. How we should never lose that childlike wonder of what's going to happen next in my life. Where's the goodness? What's God going to do? Who am I going to meet in the future? What friendships, what relationships might I have? To wonder, what does God have for me? What is that? To be curious, to wonder. Because then we can dream. If we're just surviving, we can't dream. I want you to dream again. I want you to have the wonder, the surprise, the joy of life. So if I could give you another gift, I would give you the gift of wonder. And then I would give you the gift of acceptance. The gift of acceptance. Acceptance is really is a gift, because we have to come to a place of acceptance of, this is where I am. I'm not denying it anymore. I'm looking at it realistically. This is where I am. This is where I've landed. After this trauma, after this divorce, here's where I've landed. I'm going to accept that. Because when I accept it, when I look around honestly at it, then I can begin to move forward. In fact, I spend quite a bit of time on this very topic in support groups when we talk about the 4 stages of divorce. We talk about acceptance and how important it is. Because if we continue in denial, then we can't create a real life. So we have to look honestly at where we've landed, where we are. Look honestly financially, look honestly emotionally, spiritually, physically. Where am I right now? I'm going to accept that, because then I can build upon it. So if I were going to give you another gift this Christmas, I would give you the gift of acceptance. So hold on, I'm going to remove the bird and hopefully quiet the dog. Okay, sorry about that. The middle of gift giving. I've got a little barker here. So acceptance, I would give you that gift if I could. I would also give you the gift of love. The gift of love. I'm not talking about an intimate relationship with a new person. I'm not talking that at all. I'm talking about the gift of love that you might receive from those who want to love you well. The healthy people who have extended their hand out to you, their love out to you. And if you have not experienced that a lot this Christmas season, then my gift of love would be that there would be people that come into your life and extend love to you. I would give you the gift, if I could, of love within your family, with your children, with your siblings, your parents, wherever that tension is. I would wish for you love, that you might feel the comfort and the warmth of love. I would also pray and give the gift, if I could, of love of yourself, a healthy love of self, so that you could be compassionate to yourself, so that you could go easy on yourself and not demand yourself or beat yourself up, because we're all imperfect, all of us. And it's okay that you have some great skills and some not so great skills. It's okay. So I would give you the gift, if I could, the gift of love. I'd also give you the gift of gratitude. The gift of gratitude. Not the type where someone says you should be thankful. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the gratitude, the sensitivity, and that comes with part of the wonder. As you look around and you find those things to be grateful for, there are many, but we have to have the sensitivity to be able to truly see them and experience them. If I could give you gifts this Christmas Day, I would give you the gift of gratitude, because our world is so much bigger when we are grateful. It's so much bigger. So those are the gifts that I, if I could, would give to you. The gift of peace, the gift of wisdom, the gift of acceptance, of wonder, of love, of gratitude. Those are the gifts that I would give to you, because maybe, just maybe, we realize now what's more important that we did not realize before. And unfortunately, many of us need that lesson of life, of appreciating that which we have around us. And maybe with your very raw eyes, you can see things that you have not seen before. I'm grateful for you too. Thank you for that comment. I'm grateful for you too. I'm grateful for the opportunity, the honor that somehow we connected this Christmas season. I don't know how. I don't know how you found this page. I don't know how you came here. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you. And your words mean a lot to me, so thank you. Aw, thank you. We need to be reminded, right? And not let this time be wasted, because it can feel like it's just a big blob of nothing, a swamp of nothingness. And yet from this time, this very powerful time, is a time when we can glean what we need to move forward in a more meaningful and purposeful and focused life. so that we are not wasting this time, that we are saying, okay, enough, enough. I have grieved, I have beat myself up, I have went through all of this, oh, what I should have done, oh, what I should have been. Enough. Today, this Christmas, my gift to myself is I'm going to move from here. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to stop looking at the past. I'm going to stop looking in the current, and I'm going to begin looking forward to where God has a plan and a purpose for me. I'm looking down here through some of the verses and which one, oh, this one I want to use right now. Part of Proverbs 4, which talks about guard your heart above all else. Another part of that verse in Proverbs 4, let your eyes look straight ahead, fix your gaze directly before you. So if we are looking directly before us, we are seeing potential, we're seeing the rest of our story, we're seeing opportunity, we're seeing healthy risk that we need to take to create a new life. And we're not looking behind us. The verse doesn't say, look back, take a glance back. What, wrong one? It's not saying look back. It's saying look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you, because the only value of your past is the lessons that you take from it. There's nothing else there. So fix your gaze directly before you, and let's start planning now for the gift of 2021. So some of the verses of the Christmas story, and I would love to hear your favorite parts of Christmas, the Christmas story. Let's go with the Christmas story. I was looking up some trivia for Christmas carols, and I thought, oh, I won't do that. There's 1,000 things you could do with a Christmas theme right now, but I wanted to share some of my favorites of the Christmas, and I'd love to hear yours. What are your favorite verses, your favorite part of the story? I'd love to hear. This is one. And the angel said to them, don't be afraid. We understand being afraid, don't we? I mean, really, when you think about it, in all this upheaval, it's natural for us to be afraid. And yet the angel comes and says, don't be afraid. Of course, he said that because the shepherds' faces were white, and they were terrified. They were sorely afraid, depending on what version you read. Don't be afraid. I'm bringing you good news of great joy for all people. For today in the city of David has been born to you a Savior who is Christ the Lord. That's one of my favorite Bible verses because it tells that proclamation. I try to imagine what it would look like, and seeing in the sky angels and the brilliance of their light, and then them saying, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. And I can't help but wonder if God's not saying that to us too. Don't be afraid. I've got you. I've got you. Put your trust in me. Don't be afraid. And then, of course, who has sent, who is Christ the Lord. Why is that so significant? Why is Christmas so significant? Because he's the way, the truth, and the life. The way, the truth, and the life. And I hope and pray that you have found him that way, that you have accepted the Christmas story, the Christ child who came for the sole purpose to take away your guilt, your shame, your failures, and give you new life. That's the story of Christmas. Like I was saying yesterday, this story is about you. It's for you, individually. For God so loved you that he sent Jesus. that he sent his only son. Another one back in the book of Isaiah, way before Christ was born. And I don't know how many hundreds of years, but if you are someone who likes to study prophecy, Isaiah, the book of Isaiah is full of them. But it talks about a Savior. And it says, and talking about Christ, prophecy predicting, he'll be called Wonderful Counselor, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. I want to focus on that counselor part. The Prince of Peace, of course, that's vital for us as we seek for peace. But counselor, do you know that God is a counselor and longs to be your counselor? So when good thoughts come into your mind, into your life, from someone else's message, from someone else's words, stop and consider, is that God counseling me? Because he is the counselor. He does give us wisdom. He does give us direction. Let your eyes look straight ahead for that wisdom. I love that verse because we all need counselors. All need counselors. Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. We all need peace. And I don't know what 2021 is going to bring. We'll talk more about that the remainder of the week and the remainder of this year. But I'm going to need peace somewhere because it seems to me that the world is not going to give it to me. So I need that peace. I need to know I'm going to be okay. And how many times have I needed to hear, I'm going to be okay? And I find those words really profound because when I was first going through my divorce, a very wise and wonderful woman by the name of Dorothy looked me in the eye and she said, you're going to be okay. And those words were profound to me because I didn't think so. I didn't know that. And maybe many of you don't know that either. Maybe many of you are bewildered or disoriented and don't know that you're going to be okay. But you are. How do I know that? I know that because you've been involved in this Breakthrough Christmas. And I know that because it shows that you're serious about getting that breakthrough, about getting that onto your next life, which is going to be your best life, because you're going to be intentional about it. You're going to find what you need to move the next step, to take the right risk. You're going to learn that, and you're going to find that, and you are going to move forward. So any thoughts on favorite verses, favorite part of the story, favorite memory? Do you have a favorite memory of Christmas, maybe when you were a kid? Any thoughts? I have a lot of good Christmas memories. I grew up rather, didn't have a lot of money. I was raised by a single parent. Really, my father died when I was 13, and my mom was always the stability of the home. She worked hard. She provided for us. And when I was 16, I got this white stereo with a record player and a 8-track in it. And it was placed in my bedroom. I'm not sure how, it must have been the shower or something, and placed in my bedroom. And when I walked in, I had a radio on it too. It was playing John Lennon, So This Is Christmas. So every time I hear that song, it kind of reminds me of that white stereo. And I was like 14, 15, I don't know. So think back of those great memories that you may have had as a kid. And hopefully you're enjoying them, reminiscing with them today. Okay, I don't want to belabor the point. It's been half an hour. I'm going to be here. Oh, wait, there's one. I love it. Smells of the holidays, real pine trees, incense, baking goodies, fresh fallen snow. You must be a northerner. I love that. Do you remember having the live trees? I certainly, in my childhood, that's all there was back then, right? Before the artificial came in, and the smell of them when they came in the house was just so amazing. And of course, the smells of Christmas and baking and all that. I'm going to do actually some baking in a little bit to take to my daughters tomorrow. So thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I agree. Fresh fallen snow. We got some. In fact, anyone here from Tennessee? My son lives in Tennessee with his family, and they got a couple of inches of snow, which is quite unlikely for them to have. And in fact, my son's been there 18 years. He said, I've never seen this much snow, and certainly not on Christmas Eve. So that was a fun, or I guess it was the day before Christmas Eve. Oh, excuse me. I got up too early this morning. Grew up in Chicago. Yeah, well, hopefully there are some good memories there in Chicago. They get a lot of snow, a lot of wind, right? So, yeah, I've been to Chicago a few times, and I love the city. So I'd love to know where you're from, the state, maybe even the city. I'm Grand Rapids, Michigan here, and I'm not sure where the rest of you are from. You grew up in Chicago. Are you living in Chicago right now, or do you live somewhere else, another state? And you don't have to identify, any more specifically than you want to. But yeah, I'm in Grand Rapids. I've lived here last 2004. I moved here to to Grand Rapids. I've been here ever since. Chicago suburbs here too. Cool. Very fun. Love that. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really just wanted to hang out with you all today. I wanted you to know that you're not alone, even though some of you may be alone. And next Christmas will be a whole new year, a whole different story, and hopefully a more joyous one. And COVID will be history, and we won't be wearing masks anywhere. So that'll be good. But outside of Chicago now, in the rural country, there's some really nice areas outside of Chicago. I love. I'm trying to. Naperville was one town that I had visited. Went into speak to a conference there. It was a divorce expo, actually, many years ago. That was like a one-time thing that didn't bring people in. It's not so inviting, to say, get excited about, I'm going to go to a divorce expo today. But it actually was really good because there were a lot of experts there, and you could get a lot of great legal advice. So that was good. That was good stuff. So yeah, I love the surrounding area. Wilmington, Illinois. Love it. Love it. So y'all are not too far away, because I'm in Michigan, and Illinois, of course, and Chicago is what, 4-hour drive, maybe, about that. It's not very, very far from here. So it's I know in my groups I've had people from the South, from Georgia and Florida, and different areas. So it's one of the pluses of having Zoom, right? Or I use StreamYard, but having this opportunity. So now I can have people from all over the country, the world, in fact, join us on group. So, which is starting January 20th. So if you are interested at all, let me know. I will get you a registration form. And we're going to spend 10 weeks together and beyond So we start with 10 weeks of going through divorce, and 8 weeks we talk about building our new life, and then we have 5 weeks of mastermind. Because what's really cool is the groups. They really get to bond and come together. So we'll spend 10 weeks getting through the divorce, the grieving, the emotions, decisions, all of that. And then we spend 8 weeks together building our new life. And I've got workbooks for it. And then we spend 5 weeks together as a mastermind group. So we kind of hold each other loosely, lovingly accountable for those things that we have declared and said that we are going to do with our life. Maryland, love Maryland. Thank you for joining. Merry Christmas to you too. So that's good. Good. So Maryland is not a quick drive from here. It's a few states over. So I've been there, been in Maryland, some fabulous parts. I have enjoyed going there as going on my way to Washington, D.C., going through Maryland. So good area. So, I'd hang out here for another hour or so if any of you are interested, but I don't think you want to hear me talk for another hour or so. So if maybe I'll have some conversation, I'd love to. That you all comes from, I had lived a short stint in Arkansas. 2 years I lived in Arkansas, and then had Thanksgiving in Tennessee with my son. So that was cool. So any of you planning any travels? I know with COVID, a lot of people are not traveling, but oh, I wish you could smell my office right now, because the candles behind me have a scented candle in it. Oh, it smells really, really good. So we haven't quite figured out how to send smells through the computer, but who knows? We might be able to someday soon. Okay, well, I think I've rambled enough. Not traveling. Someone's not traveling. Okay, staying in. It's it can be simpler, right? And simple is good. Simple is good. And as I'm reminded, a post that I put up, and also a friend of mine, Peter, put up a post of the first Christmas was quite simple, and it's okay that this one is too. So I suppose I should go. I'd hang on for a while longer if anyone wants to, but I don't want to bore you either. So trying to find a final thought to send you out with. I guess really let me just say that my prayer for you this Christmas is all of the gifts that I've listed. And maybe you can write them down and decide which one is most important and how you're going to begin that. What am I baking? I'm baking rice, not anything extravagant. I'm baking Rice Krispie treats. So that's something that my mom used to make years ago. So it's pretty simple: Rice Krispies, marshmallows, butter, put it all together. And it's one of those less guilty pleasures of treats that you bake. So you don't have to feel too guilty because it's not too heavy. And then peanut butter cups, homemade peanut butter cups. And what else am I doing? There's something else of my family. Oh, snowball cookies. So they're shortbread cookie with walnuts in them. Thank you. You too have a great Christmas day. And thank you again for joining me for this. Now it's been longer than what I normally do, but again, I just wanted you to know. Oh yeah, yummy. I wish I could I wish I could share them with you. I would love to share them with you. But I didn't want you to be alone. And I want you to know that you are very precious and valued in the sight of God. For me, I know you're out there. I know the difficult feelings that you are experiencing, that emptiness, the empty seat at the table, the sharing parenting time when you never dreamed you'd have to give up your kids on Christmas Day, or maybe you have them today, but they're leaving tomorrow, or they were gone yesterday. I get all of that. I get all that. And from this, I think one of the byproducts is that you will never hear the words, "I'm going through a divorce," the same again, because it does make you sensitive, because you'll always go back to, oh, I remember that first Christmas after divorce. And I remember that pain, that ache that I experienced. And you're going to get beyond it, and you're going to look back and say, wow, I'm so glad that's over. I'm so glad that's through. And now I'm ready to truly celebrate a Christmas. But I want you to know that you're not alone. I'll be here the rest of the December, and feel free to reach out. I talk with folks all the time. I email with them, and I don't want you to be alone. I want you to know that you're not alone, and that God loves you and adores you and is coming after you to love you more, to give you that plan and purpose, and to direct your steps. So with that, thank you. You are so welcome. Thank you for spending time with me today. This has been fun. I appreciate the comments, the thoughts, the sentiment, and I'll be here 9 o'clock tonight, and we will have Facebook Live as usual, and we'll talk about Christmas, and hopefully it'll be a different conversation, but one that is going to help you through the day. All right, with that, Merry Christmas, my friends, and we will see you tonight, 9 o'clock, and please take care of you. Take care of you. Merry Christmas.